So very good evening to one and all, and warm welcome in the today's session. So in the today's session, we discuss about the identifier and the reserve words in the Java. So before going ahead, let's just quick review regarding to the previous sessions. So in the previous sessions, we are discuss about the how we install the Java, and how we get the Java from the respective source, and what are the different steps to install the Java. After that, we see that after installation of the Java, whether our Java is perfectly installed or not. It can be cleared just by type your Javac on your command line. If it is not written like that in recognizable internal or external command, then we suppose that your Java is installed successfully. And if it is written like your Javac is recognized as internal, is not recognized as internal, any internal and external command, then definitely might be your Java is not installed, or might be there is a second condition, your path is not set. Your path is not set. Now here two questions. What is Javac? Javac stands for your Java compiler. Javac stands for your Java compiler. And next important thing is where this Javac is resided. So this Javac is resided inside your JDK or inside your JDK bin folder. Clear? So that is the actual the path where the Java compiler is resided. Now the next thing is how we can capable to find your Java compiler. So it's very easy to actually pointing out or to just giving the proper address of our Java compiler. We actually want to set the path. Path is a variable. Path is a variable name which is used to identify the actual path of your Java compiler in your system or in your computer. Clear? So with the help of your path variable, the system is just want to find out the actual path where your Java compiler is resided. Clear to everyone? Now the next thing is, now how we can set the path. That is the next important questions. So for setting the path, there are two different options. First is the temporary, and second one is the permanent. So if we want to set the path for an instance, now the question is what do you mean by the instance? So the command window that we just, let me take an example that we just open the command window, and for that particular command window, that is particularly considered as the instance. That is particularly considered as what? Instance. Clear? Now the second next thing is what? How we can capable to set the instance. So only just type the keyword set path equals to, inside your double quote, just paste the address of your Java compiler. So how we can reach to the Java compiler? Normally the default path is C drive. Inside that program file, inside that you have Java folder, inside that Java folder you have JDK, or inside that you have the bin folder, and inside that you get the Java compiler. So this is the default path that normally Java follow at the time of your installation. If we do not change the default path, at most of the time it's located at the given positions. I just repeat what the position. Inside the C driver we have the program file. Inside the program file we have your Java folder. Inside the Java folder we have JDK folder. Inside the JDK we have bin. Inside that bin we have Java compiler. So I hope so it's clear up to for that instance. Same when we talk about to set the, this is for the temporary path setting, and if we want to set the path permanent, just go to the my computer icon, right click on it, and go inside the property, and inside the properties you open up with a new window, and inside that go for the advanced settings. So in the advanced you just reach to another new window, and inside that you just want to go for environment variables. And in the environment variable, just see the name of the option is environment. Environment variable means what kind of environment we want to set up. So that environment variable is actually holding these two, not only these two, so many other variables and their values. So these two values are inside your your respective path or your class path. Clear? So now the next important question over here is how we said, so we inside that your environment variable we have two options, system variable and the user variable. So inside the user variable, either we already have this path variable, or if we don't have that path variable, then we can create with the help of new button, or if it is already exist, just click on the just click on that particular path variable and go for the edit, and inside the edit, after putting the semicolon, you just put your respective path. So this is the way by which you can easily set the path permanently. So now the next thing is your class path. What the class path means, so as the name suggests, see what the path is, just identify your actual address where your Java compiler is resided. And what the class path is try to explain, class path is just try to find out the path, or find out the folder, or find out the directory where a programmer or coder wants to store their files or your class file. Clear? Your Java files or your class files. Okay, I one point just I want to make clear over here. In today's sessions, we also don't have any programming. We just have want to cover the major basic concept that is very much important before go for hands-on sessions. So before going for the hands-on sessions, it is very much important to know these basics important concept, because in normal study, we just want to don't want to focus on these topics. So it's my suggestions, it's my you can say that recommendation, that go to these topics without and don't leave these topics, because it is very rude for your this subjects. Clear? So let's begin the today's session. So okay, one thing I just forgot, that what the class path is actually the place where your class files and Java files get stored. So if for the today's session, we just see the basic concept, and that is basic important concept in the Java. In that series, we just started with your identifier, and just in the end, we just start exploring your reserve words. In between, we also see some example in which we just want to find out the valid and invalid identifier. We also see some rules for the identifiers. So these are the basic overview for the today's sessions, and in last we have the references. Clear? So let's begin the today's sessions. These are the prerequisites, same prerequisites as my the previous one. So there is no changes in this. So let's begin the today's sessions. So these are the some basics important concept that we must understand in detail, because without going in detail, it's very difficult to build a very nice concepts of your Java, because as we all know that we all say that if your base is not good, you can't think about a good structure on it, because if your base is not clear, then your structure is not strong. So it's much on the same terminology, we can say that if your basic concept is not clear, then it's very difficult to become a good programmer in your Java. So it's my suggestion, it's my recommendation to cover all these topics in detail. So these are the some basic topics that you all know. That first one is your identifier, next one is your reserve words, next one what is the data types, next one what is literals, what is array, what is type of variables. So as these names suggest, identifier, something want to identify, reserve words, that something is some words are reserved for some special purpose. Data types means to actually know the type of data, what type of data is. So we are using data type, then we have literals, then we have arrays, then we have the type of variable, different type of variable, how many different type of variable we allow in the Java. Next we have where argument methods, then we have main methods. Actually here main is in the small because it's case sensitive, and command line argument, and some coding stanzas. So these are the today these are the things that we want to cover in coming sessions. So let's today begin with your identifiers. So let's begin with your identifier. What the identifier is? What the identifier is? Can anyone tell us? So identifier is nothing but a name in the Java program is called as identifier. Okay, if anyone just generalize this word identifier. So identifier, something that is used to identify, that is used to identify, that is the identifier is. So actually these identifier is just to identify something. To identify something is called the identifiers. Identifier, maybe your class name, maybe your variable name, maybe your label name, maybe your method name. Anything could be identifier. Anything could be identifier. Like if we just want to say that class name is an identifier, yes, because with the help of class name we can identify that particular class. And the variable name is the identifier, yes, definitely variable name is also the identifier. With the help of that name of variable we can identify it. Like similar to in our cases, like if we have a class of 10 students, how can we identify them? By the help of their name, na? So because of their name is just used to identify them, so we can say that student name is also the identifier. Similarly, if we talk about the systems, so just we give the nomenclature. Let's say this is the system 1 of lab 1, this is the system 2 of lab 1, and this is the system 5 of lab 1, and so on. So this is all the nomenclature of the respective things. So identifier is just want to identify anything. So it may be any variable, it may be any class, it may be some label name, it may be any method name. So these all called as what? The identifier. Now if we take this small example, we have a small example. I just don't explore how we make this code, so just don't bother about it, just focus over here. Just like class test, public static void main string args, and here we have square brackets, then inside that we have int a10. I just explained this class is the keyword, this is the name of the class. Public static void are the keywords. Main is the method name. String is a predefined class inside the Java. Args is a variable, or we can say that it is an array variable, because it is followed by the square bracket, so it is an array variable of type string. How we can read it? Args is an array variable of type string, and here a is a variable of type int, and it is stored 10. So I hope so I just elaborate this particular program clearly to all of you. I repeat once again, here test is the class name, class is the keyword, public static void is the keywords, main is the method, strings is the predefined string class. Args is what? Args is a variable, or it is an array variable of type string. A is a variable of type integer, which is holding the value 10, Now if anyone is asking, so what are the identifiers over here? What are the identifier? Could you can anyone of you can identify what are the identifier over here? What is the definition of identifier? It is something that is used to identify anything. We can identify with the help of this. Anything, it may be your anything. So here test is one of the identifier because it's the class name. Main is an identifier because it's a method name. Okay, A is an identifier because it is a variable name. Args is an identifier because it is also a variable of type array, of type string array. Clear? And this string is also an identifier. Why it is an identifier? Because it is a predefined class or predefined Java class. So what are the different your identifier over in this program? So first one is your this test class name. This particular test is your class name. That's why it is an identifier. This main is an identifier. This string is an identifier. This args is an identifier, and a is an identifier. See over here, test main string, because it's a predefined class name, and args and a are the identifiers. I hope so it's clear to everyone. So if anyone is asking, sir, what is the definition of identifier, so you can easily say that something used to identify something. It may be class name, it may be your method name, it may be your anything that is used to identify. Clear? Now come to the next thing. So there are some rules for identifiers. There are some rules for identifier names in Java. The first and the most important rule is your every identifier is only allow these characters. Means if we talk about the constraints or naming nomenclatures, so the name should be should use or it may use capital A to capital Z, or it may use small a to small z, or may it use the 0 to 9, or in the special character only these two characters allow dollar and hash. In spite of these character, if we use any other character, definitely our compiler raise the error. So it means what? It means that for the identifier only these set of characters are allowed. For the name of the identifier only these set of characters are allowed. So first one, capital A to capital Z may be the part of your identifier name, small a to small z may be the part of your identifier name, 0 to 9 may be the part of your identifier name, and dollar is also maybe the name of your identifier, and underscore. Clear? So I hope so it's clear up to this. So let's take a small example like here. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Is it the valid? Yes, because start from capital H. There is an underscore, so it's allowed, and rest of the things is the characters. So that definitely is a correct identifier. Hello. Yes, it starts with your character, but this hash is creating the problem. That's why it's not correct. So what we are concluded over here, the name of your identifier, maybe it's your class name, maybe your method name, anything, it must either start with capital A to capital Z, or it may start from small a to small z, or it may not only start, it may have small a to small z or capital A to capital Z. Also it may have the 0 to 9, and it also allow dollar or underscore. So it may be possible it is a combination of all these, or it may use some of these words. So this is the first rules for the identifier. Next one is what? Identifier should not start with your digits. It's very important. It's similar to your C++ and C. Means if we have some variable, I just take an example of variable, I'm not taking some other, so it's easy to us and it's easy to understand all of us. So let's say if we talk about your this 1 2 3 test, if we talk about 1 2 3 test, so here the identifier is start with your number, and this is not allowed. This is not allowed. Your number is allowed, but after some text, like here we have some this character test, and after that we followed by 1 2 3, so it's valid. But never start your file name with your particular your respective numbers. Clear? So this is the second rule. Now come to the third one. If we talk about the third one, Java identifiers are case sensitive, or we can say that identifiers are case sensitive, and definitely your Java is also your case sensitive. It's very much important for many developers, because without this they can't capable to just you can say that work. So it's very important to know that your identifier is the case sensitive. I hope so it's clear to everyone. Now come to the next one. So next, if we talk about this, there is no length limit in the Java. There is no length limit in the Java. This is the another important rules for the identifier. Means if we want to make a very large size of variable, then it also allowed. Then it is also allowed. So it's very important mm, to make the your meaningful variable names, like meaningful class name, meaningful variable name, each and everything must be meaningful. So what we actually want to pointing out here, meaningful means just follow the rules that we just now discussed, and if we follow those rules, definitely your coding, your programming is easy, and it becomes versatile. Means it can be, or you can say that it can be easily transferred to anyone. Means if you write some project, if you make some applications, and if you document it, and if you follow the nomenclatures of your identifiers, then definitely your work is so easy, because just by seeing the identifier you can identify whether it's a class, whether it is a method, or whether it's something else. So all these things can be handled by with the help of your identifiers. Now next, come to the next one. So the length of the identifier is no big issue, or there is no restriction in the length. So what next one is, we cannot use the reserve word as an identifier. What this means that, okay, before that, length. So is this a valid variable? Yes, it's a variable, valid variable. But if someone is just try to remember this, first their task is just to remember how many a is there, how many a is there inside the variable name. So if we just only miss the single variable, your whole task is get done. Your whole task is get done, because your variable name must be correct. Your variable name must be correct. So I hope so it's clear to everyone. Now if we talk about your next point or next tool, we can't use the reserve words. We can't use the reserve words as an identifier. We can't use the reserve word as an identifier. This is an important point over here. We can't use the reserve words. Like for example, int a equals to 20, it's allowed because a is a variable which is not a reserve word and which don't have any specific meanings. But if we write if equals to 20, or if we write else equals to something else, or if we write for equals to something, so all these things are providing a compile time error, because that is not come inside our definitely or that respective you can say that your identifiers, because identifier cannot be the reserve word. So clear, it's clear. Now in this, if anyone is asked before this, just recall some rules. The first rule is your this is the sixth one. Then we can come to that program, small program. So this is the first one. The name of the identifier should contain, must contain, or it may contain capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, 0 to 9, hash and dollar. And in spite all these character, no other character is allowed, no other character is allowed to to give their names. Like for example, no other character is allowed to give the names. Clear? So this is an important point over here. Now identifier should not start with the number, like 1 2 3 test is not allowed. It's wrong. Like here identifier also it's a case sensitive, like over here. Okay, this is an important point that I just left. Like test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3, all are tests, but here all characters are in small case. So this is different from this, because here first one is the capital, in here all is capital. So all these tests are different, all these tests are different, they are not similar, they are not similar. Clear to everyone? So this is another point that I just want. And the length of the variable, or the length of your identifier, not if we called as variable, identifier is not so lengthy. It's not recommended. It's not so lengthy, so it's not recommended. So make sure that your code must be is inside your specific length. Clear? Now the next one is, we can't use the reserve word. We can't use the reserve words. So this is an important point. And all the predefined, this is the last point in the your particular identifier. All the predefined Java class names and interface name can be used as identifier. This is an important point. All the class name, or all the predefined class name, and 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 all the interface name we can use as an identifier. Let's take a small example. Inside that example, let's this what this PSVM, public static void main. Okay, what this SOP, system.out.println, system.out.println. So let's we take a small example. Test is the class name. This is public static void main. Main is a method. I come to that point how we just explore this type of program. Strings is already existing class. Args is the name of the string variable. Here is string. Okay, can I use like this, string equals to 100, because here I try to allocate some value inside your predefined class. Clear? Now here SOP string, and here we just what the output is, definitely string is get printed, and we got 1010. Clear? So this is about your what, this is about your you can say that your already existing class. So here the already existing class is string that we use over here. Clear? Next one is what? Next one is your already existing your interface. So interface that we use over here is runnable. You can see runnable, we are assigning some value for the runnable over here. So runnable equals to 1010, and here we just want to print it. So we get the output at 1010. So this is all about your respective your runnable interface. So your predefined class name and predefined interface is allowed. Predefined class name and predefined interface is allowed. Now, if we talk about which one is the valid, which one is not valid, so these are the some set of your identifier. We just want to find out whether it is valid or not in just terms of your name. So for those rules, we can say this is valid because we have the variables like a to z, small a or small a to small z, and we have this underscore. So valid. This is not valid because of this hash. This is not valid because started with numbers. This is valid because we allow this dollar over here. This is valid because underscore is allowed, dollar is allowed. Valid. Hello at the rate 100. This is not valid. This is invalid because at the rate is not allowed. Hello to everyone. This is valid definitely because the combination of your alphabets and your integer. Next one is your characters character. So this is valid because character is behaving like a you can say that one of the variable also. Clear? Or this char is also valid and this char is not valid because this is case sensitive. Therefore this is not valid. Clear? So next we have the reservoir. So actually this is not a part of this today's session. This is actually the part of my coming session. So if anyone just want to just a quick review or quick view about the reserve words. So reserve words is something that is used for presenting some meanings. Like if anyone say for you door, so quickly may just click in your mind. Door means is something that is used to close some specific area. If I say that clock, so clock is something which represent their functionality, and their functionality is just want to display the time. If I say that fan, so fan is something which is actually having some special property like human beings. So if you call it as human beings, if you call it as like Ram, so Ram is the identifiers because it identifies so many things. On the same path or on the same way, we can say that reserve words is in any language have some words and for representation, some meanings and functionality. Like if we say that mango, so mango is a fruit. A picture come in our mind. Like say if we called as your pineapple, definitely another fruit name. If we called as your if we called as like say Sebi. Clear? So this is a first name. So all these are the some reserve words with some property. Like in normal languages like English, we have many reserve words, but in Java we only have 53 reserve words. We can say that we only have the 53 reserve words. We don't have go to up to the infinite one. Clear to everyone. So now if we go for the next thing, so these are the some references that I used in this. So I hope so you enjoy my sessions, and thank you for your patience listening. If you have any query, because we just start exploring your reserve word, we can definitely go in depth in the coming sessions. So if you have any query, any doubt, you can just message to me, and we will definitely solve your queries. So thank you everyone. Thank you.